Blood pressure is the single most common clinical check we do in practice, but yet it's one of the most misunderstood.
What the fuck?
Every week, I meet people who are terrified of their blood pressure reading, worried sick over something that's not actually a problem. And that worry can sometimes cause more harm than the blood pressure reading itself. Today, let's bust 3 myths about blood pressure readings that you do not need to lose sleep over. So let's get into it. Before we get into myths, let's quickly decode the numbers that you see on a blood pressure monitor, because this alone can ease a lot of anxiety. Blood pressure is always shown as 2 numbers. The top number is the systolic pressure. That's when your heart squeezes to push blood around the body. Think of it as the push phase, like pressing down on a bicycle pump. That's the moment of force. The bottom number is the diastolic pressure. That's when your heart relaxes between beats. Think of it as the rest phase, like when you let the pump handle spring back up. There's still pressure in the system, but your heart isn't actively pushing. This myth causes serious panic. You get one high blood pressure reading at the GP practice, and all of a sudden you are convinced you have lifelong hypertension. But here's what most people don't realize. Blood pressure is dynamic. It changes minute by minute. You go up the stairs, it rises. You drink a strong coffee, it rises. You come to the clinic and see us at the GP practice, it rises. What we call white coat hypertension. That's why UK guidelines are very clear. Never diagnose anybody with hypertension from a single clinical reading. A one-off blood pressure reading tells you as much about your long-term health as a single snapshot tells you about an entire film. It's one single frame. You need the entire movie. So if you get one high number, you have not failed. Do not panic, you are not dying. It just means you need a proper look at the bigger picture. Either get multiple readings done, preferably at home, or a 24-hour blood pressure monitor, which is the gold standard for diagnosing hypertension. This is probably the most common myth. People actually believe 120/70 is the perfect score, and anything else means there's something wrong. But the truth is, there is no perfect score. Blood pressure varies with age, fitness, time of day, stress, and even by the cuff size on your arm.
Oh, damn.
And here's what proves the point. Guidelines keeps changing. Years ago, we clinicians had different target blood pressure numbers than we do today. Every few years, medical guidance changes, adjusting the threshold, meaning we are told to start treatment when blood pressure are a lower number. Other times we are told to start treatment when blood pressure readings are a bit higher. If there was truly one perfect number, would the goalposts keep changing? Of course not. That tells you straight away the number alone is never the full story. What actually matters is your overall cardiovascular risk. Let me give you an example. Imagine a 30-year-old who smokes, has diabetes, poor sleep, but technically a normal blood pressure. Now compare them with someone who's 40, has a higher blood pressure, but eats, exercises and sleeps well and doesn't smoke. Who's at greater risk of a heart attack or stroke? Often it's the younger person with normal blood pressure, because the other risk factors pile on top. Chasing the perfect blood pressure is like chasing the perfect step count. It's arbitrary. What matters is the overall trend over time. Focus on what you can change, your habits, your activity, your choices. Those are far more powerful than a single reading on a machine. This one really weighs on people, so let's clear this up. Taking medication does not mean you have failed. It means you are being proactive and protecting your health. Lowering your blood pressure with medication dramatically reduces your risk of a heart attack and a stroke. Tablets are simply a tool to get you there safely. People actually feel better on treatment, more energy, less fatigue, fewer headaches, once their numbers are steady. Medication doesn't have to be forever. I have seen people improve their diet, started to exercise and lose a bit of weight, and have been very consistent with these changes, have later reduced or stopped their medication under clinical supervision. So yes, it's absolutely possible to turn it all around, but it doesn't happen overnight, and it doesn't happen if you try to stop the medication on your own. It requires consistency, lifestyle changes, and regular monitoring with a clinician. So let's recap on the 3 things we do not need to lose sleep over. First, one high reading. It's a snapshot, not the full story. Number two, not hitting 120/70. You are aiming for trends, not perfection. And number three, starting tablets. It's not failure, it's smart prevention. Blood pressure matters, but so does perspective. Don't let myths or anxiety increase your stress levels more than the numbers themselves. If you found this video to be reassuring, share it with someone who's genuinely concerned about their numbers. Sometimes the best medicine is just a little perspective. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you in the next video.